Good morning to all. My name is Renuga SAC. Now we are going to see the last unit of this subject, digital principles. In this last unit we have 6 subtopics. First we can see the topic called decoder and encoder. So in this unit the first topic is decoder and encoder. We are going to see the basic difference between this decoder and encoder is, in case of decoder, we have 2 inputs and 4 outputs. But in encoder, we have 4 input and only 2 output. The reverse of the decoder is encoder. So first we can see this decoder. It has 2 inputs and 4 output. This is this diagram for it's a normal diagram for this decoder. This is the circuit box. We are having here 2 inputs. So 2 inputs I have taken, that is named as A1 and A0. This E is called the current line that passes through this circuit. So we have mentioned that current as an alphabet letter E. And now we have 4 outputs. These 4 outputs are mentioned as Y0. 0 also we should take in count. Y0, Y1, Y2, Y3. Finally there are 4 outputs and 2 inputs. Now we have to write the truth table for this 2 input and 4 output decoder. First E I have written in the first column. It means the current. It carries full of current is fully true. It will always flow current. So everything is in this current is 1111. Next A1 in A1 and A0 are the 2 inputs we give. So in this A1 and A0, first input I have given in changing order 0101. I have changed the current. But in the second input we are first 2 we are giving the current is not passed. In the last 2 the current is passed. So we have written 11. Now the input over, the current part over. Now we are going to see the output part. In this output part, the name itself mentioned Y3, Y2, Y1, Y0. It means in this output the third place only the current flows. So there alone I put 1. Other places I just write 0. In this output the second place the current flows. So here 1. Here first place. Here here the second place, but here the first place. Likewise I have now completed the truth table. Now I have to write like formula like this output, because we have to draw the circuit diagram with the help of these 4 formulas. So we have to now write the formula for these 4 outputs. I have written these 4 outputs Y3, Y2, Y1, Y0 equal to, and every these outputs have the common thing E, current. We flow current, dot, we have to multiply it, so dot. For Y3 I'm seeing the 2 input things. There is no current passed, so I just write A1 dot A0. Next I am coming to Y2. In this Y2, in this A1 A0 alone the current passes. So I write A1 dot A0 dash. Wherever the current passes, I write there the dash. Next for Y1, in A1 the current passes. So E dot A1 dash dot A0. Next in Y0, both the A1 and A0, in both the input the current passes. So for both the thing I write the dash. E dot A1 dash dot A0 dash. Now with the help of this 4 things, we are going to draw the circuit diagram for this decoder. How to draw the circuit diagram for this decoder? I will roughly show you here how to draw this, but this is the correct thing. So first we have to take the input things. Input I have here only 2, A1 and A0. I have taken 2 inputs. First I am coming from the Y3 to Y0. So first I am taking the Y3 output. This is Y3. Because in this Y3 output only we don't pass any current. Both the inputs are 0. So we can write directly the straight line that passes through this Y3 and we get. Next I am going to write like this the Y2 output. But here you see in this Y2 output A0 dash. It means in the A0 input the current passes. So for that, how we need to draw means in A0 input only the current passes for Y2. A1 is same. So that I just joining this A1 as same, Y2. But A0 the current passes. So we have to draw like this, and a triangle, inverted triangle with a bubble should be drawn, and then I am passing this triangle should be drawn and bubble should be given. That's why it's considered as the current is passed. Otherwise it's just a normal line wire connection we are giving to this. So in this Y2, A1 is very normal thing, we don't pass anything, but A0 we pass current. That's why I written dash. So only in A0 I have drawn this triangle inverted to mention that here the current is passed to Y2, and the same thing is given here. For Y3 both the inputs are there, but for Y2 I am just passing the current with this symbol. Next we have to draw the output for Y1. In Y1, A1 dash, A1 passes the current but A0 is 0. Next I am going to draw the output for Y1. In this Y1, A1 passes the current. So first I am taking here the same inverted triangle with a bubble, and I made this Y1. In A0 it's a very normal, so we can take another line and we can join it. This is Y1. Next I am going to take Y0. Y0 means both A1 and A0 are dash. It means both the inputs the current. So already we have drawn some current lines, that wires we are going to join with Y0. A0 dash. We don't need to draw another inverted triangle box, as we have already drawn. It means already we have gave connections to the previous ones. We can just join that wires to this Y0. That's all. This is the circuit diagram for decoder. And at last, E called current. It passes through all of these 4 outputs. That's what we have done here. So to explain it, I have drawn it again to show you how these current pass. And for drawing this circuit diagram correctly, we must be careful with these 4 formulas, that we have to give it correctly and the dash should be represented correctly. The second different topic next we are going to see is encoder. In this encoder we have 4 input and 2 outputs. But in decoder we had only 2 inputs and 4 outputs. It is the reverse of this decoder. In encoder we have 4 input and 2 output. So the normal diagram, this is the circuit. 4 input, it is mentioned as Y3, Y2, Y1, Y0, and 2 output A1, A0 mentioned. Next step we will draw the truth table for this. Y3, Y2, Y1, Y0, A1, A0 I have drawn. Y3 means in the third place, last place the current flows. Here in the second place, which means second next to that. Here Y1 means in the first place, Y0 means in the first place the current flows. Other place and all we have to write 0, 0, 0. A1 means it's like first 2 will be offed, the current doesn't flow. 0, 0. Last will be flowed 1, 1. A0 means alternatively 0, 1, 0, 1. Now this as this is in this encode, this is considered as output. So I'm going to write this formula like thing only for this 2 things, A1 and A0. For this A1 I am writing Y3 dot Y2. A0 we can take Y3 dot Y1. It completed. By using this, now we are going to draw the circuit diagram. So here in circuit diagram, A1, A0, these are the 2 output we get. So for this A1 I am drawing 2 input things, Y3 and Y2. A0 I need what means Y3 dot Y1. So we don't need to draw another line, we can join with this line Y3 and Y1. This is an odd data type like thing, so we have to draw a curved one and we have to join it. This is A1 and this is 0. It's very simple compared to decoder. So this is encoder finalized. 4 inputs and 2 outputs. Truth table. Write the formula only for the 2 output things, and you have to draw the circuit diagram for those 2 output things, A1 and A0.